Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Let me welcome you to the Tuesday, May 19th, 2009 meeting of the Glendale Redevelopment Agency. Mr. City Clerk, could you call the roll?
Agency members: Friedman.
Here.
Najarian.
Here.
Quintero.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Chairman Draymond.
Here. And could we have your report, please?
The agenda for the May 19, 2009 regular meeting of the Glendale Redevelopment Agency was posted on Thursday, May 14, 2009 on the bulletin board outside City Hall.
Thank you very much. And our next item?
4 is approval of minutes.
Do we have a motion on that?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. The minutes will stand approved as submitted. Thank you. Next item?
Next item is oral communications. No cards were submitted.
That being the case, I'll close oral communications and we'll move on to the next item.
Any agency member or staff comments?
Yes.
Are you conferring or...
I'm confirming.
Because I was going to ask one or both of you if you would tell us a little bit about your experiences in Las Vegas. We should explain you were at a convention on behalf of the city.
And we were just drawing straws and agency member. So that means she goes first.
See, okay.
Yes, we were at a retailers convention in Las Vegas. It was very interesting. They said that they had 30,000 people in attendance, and it was retailers, people looking to lease property, developers, all kinds of people that deal with retail sales from all across the country. And it did seem that people were still interested in doing business, although I'm told attendance was way down. I didn't win the Porsche in the raffle, as far as I know. We did have a booth at the City of Glendale booth, and I'm told that people did stop in and ask about the city, express interest in bringing business to the city, so hopefully that will lead to some good things. And there were cities that had very large and elaborate booths, so it was really interesting to see the number of cities that went out of their way to really create, a big presence. And then, of course, most cities in the country just weren't represented at all, so I think it was good that we were there. I did have a few meetings with a few of the large companies that do business in the city of Glendale, and those were, I think, very productive and helpful to have, because we don't often, sometimes the heads of those companies don't make it to Glendale, but they still have a presence here, so it's good to be able to meet them face to face and hear their concerns and their opinions about where the city is going. I also did my best while I was there to reach out to other interesting companies that do building around the country to tell them about our city and to try to encourage them to take a look at our city as they try to build their businesses. So I think it was productive, and I was very glad to have the opportunity to be there.
I would like to add, and I have been at this convention for the past few years. It was down by half. Some interesting observations. Number one, some cities are out there really hustling for investments, and one of the cities that come to my mind is the city of Montebello. Yes, Montebello. And you should see how I left the flyers in my office. You should see how they portray themselves with scenic vistas of the ocean. Was it only 40 miles away from the ocean? And there's, a nice sunset dipping into the Pacific. And but they did have a very, very expensive booth. They had great giveaway items. They had about 6 or 7 staffers there. They had identified actual locations in their city that they wished to see redevelopment, and gave a clear list about what uses they were interested in doing. We in Glendale, of course, had staff there, redevelopment staff. We knew, and they could articulate what we were looking for, but actually spelling it out for Montebello, spelling it out for the people interested was very great. We had our Glendale, what's it called? The video that we have, Invest in Glendale.
Invest in Glendale.
Most everyone, though, that came by the booth when I was there, and I didn't camp out in front of it, but most that were there or would see that I was from Glendale always brought up the Americana, and were really interested to know how the Americana was doing in terms of retail. One thing that I saw, and I did two things when I was there. I would go and look at the other cities and scout them out and see how hard they're hustling for business. But then I'd go and see these development proposals and development models after development model after development model from almost every builder in the United States of any worth. And what I saw was, although they're spending a lot of time on the actual architecture of the buildings, the facades. I mean, they've got Lowe's and Kohl's and all these other stores that look just beautiful. They are still tied into that acre of parking, more than an acre, sea of parking lot in front with the traditional standalone store. So what I see and what I feel is Hassan here? Hassan isn't here. We in Glendale, as a council, as a staff, and as administration, are really putting a lot of effort into site planning. And I didn't see anything come close to what we've done with the Americana or some of the other concepts that we're bringing forth as we talk about development projects. So I think we're leading the country in that sort of thing, at least from what I saw from the representations of these other developers. And that was encouraging. And it was I think a worthwhile event to attend.
Very good. Well, thank you for the report. We appreciate you attending and reporting back to us and representing our city and representing the agency at that event. I guess there would be no mistaking that there is a recession. But anyway, okay. Thank you very much. Our next item.
Next item is a motion to adjourn unless there's new business.
Are there? I'm sorry, and I beg your pardon, Mr. Kasakian. Were there any other staff or agency comments? All right, there are none. We have no new business, so we have a motion.
Second.
We're adjourned. Thank you.
So what are we going to convene?
Session. Just comment, we lost Laura.
Jim, how are we going to handle this? Housing authority budget is included in this. Or is it? So are we going to convene the council to overview these budgets, or is it? It's the joint meeting.
So you just